Alright, here's the trail I came up to go to the privy. Privies are so nice on the trail. You don't have to dig a cat hole. Actually, it looks like they're planning on moving this one over there. They got the surveyors have been here and staked out the location of the new one, and they dug it out. Little notch in the mountain. This one's kind of old. What's good about these privies, they always leave plenty of toilet paper for you. Look at that. 2 buckets full of toilet paper. There's the seat, permanently affixed. You cannot lift it. Right. Okay. I'm done here. I'm going back to camp. We're all about packed up. And we're in no hurry this morning. We're going to Winding Stair Gap to get our shuttle. Or actually, it's the county bus system. Comes and picks the hikers up for $5 at the trailhead. Look at this. This is the trail back to our little hut. The shelter that we stayed in. Jackie O stayed in her tent right next to the shelter because she don't like the mice. But we haven't had any trouble with mice in shelters. There's one guy up there packing up, and Jackie's the last one to have the tent picked up. And there's the shelter. There was probably 10 or 12 tents here last night. Up on the hill here, they're all gone. There's Mark, the wizard.
Well, at least the ATC took all the shelter closed signs off.
Yeah.
They said they weren't going to recognize hikers and they were going to keep the shelters closed this year.
Yeah.
I think they realized, no, that's not going to work.
There's Mark's pack, my pack, and the shelter. Looks like they did some reinforcements on the roof there. Here's my mess over here from breakfast and coffee. My trash bag, my food bag, my stove, my water. Somebody left a bunch of beer last night.
I drank it today.
Here's our fire pit. We had a fire. Water sources down here. Coming out of this pipe. Look at this. This is one of the better water sources, so close to the shelter. Look at that. Pouring out of there. Here's the back of the shelter. Very nice place. Coming out of Rock Gap Shelter. Found some trail magic, had donuts, coffee. And day number 12 hiking. We're only going 3.8 to Winding Stair Gap. And you catch the bus into town. Alright, let's try this again. Just got to this viewpoint on the way to Winding Stair Gap. Check this out. There's a interstate down there. Looks like. And then one layer after another of mountains, ridges. Zoom back out. I've been hiking for a little while. It's 48 degrees. Look at that view behind me. You see that? 48. 49. It keeps going up, I think, because I keep touching it. Yeah, look at that view. Beautiful. Alright, I gotta get back to hiking. Okay, made it to Winding Stair Gap on Highway 60. place, they call it a gap because it's the gap between the peaks where cars and trucks can make it over the top and go back down the other side. If you're coming from that way, you're coming uphill. And if you're coming from that way, you're coming uphill. So we're waiting on our shuttle bus here and going into Franklin.